Bring us home with that Slater Proof pick. Favorite bet on the board is what and why?
I do like the Timberwolves money line at home. It's plus 105 right now. It'll probably drop a little bit. The Timberwolves 26-15 at home in the regular season. They've been competitive against the Grizzlies, and I know that blowout game in game 2 will turn some people off, but this team is so much better at home than they are on the road. And I think they get the job done tonight against the Grizzlies, giving Minnesota at home as the money line underdog.
Maddie, what do you want?
I actually like both home underdogs tonight, but the game that's more important to me than both of those is the Utah Jazz. And I'm pretty sure Luka Doncic is not playing. Like, that's really the big thing for the Jazz Mavericks game. Just based on all of the reports that came out yesterday, I think all indications are that Doncic actually plays game 4, not game 3. They're calling him questionable, and they're talking about his risk of re-injury, which I don't think has much to do with how he feels. I think they're more concerned with, let's keep him healthy to try to make a deeper run in the playoffs. And because the Mavericks, and this is like the main factor for me, because the Mavericks won game 2, they can afford to lose game 3, or at least try to play it without him. So this is not a must-win game. I think they have to get a split in Utah, but they don't necessarily have to win tonight. So I think Doncic sits out one more game, and in that scenario, Jazz minus 6.5, that's just way too low of a line. I think we see it get up to like minus 10 once he's finally ruled out.
Garion, what's your favorite bet on the board tonight?
I'm going to take the Mavs points. I agree with Matt. I think we're probably looking at like a 40-60 scenario here with Luka tonight. But at the same time, I mean, questionable in the playoffs just doesn't generally mean the same thing as questionable in the regular season. I think doubtful is kind of questionable in the playoffs if you look at history. And maybe this is special circumstance. Obviously, we're in a weird situation where, like Matt mentioned, this is more about risk of re-injury, and Luka even saying yesterday he doesn't want to kind of play like Steph Curry. He doesn't want 6-minute spurts. He wants to be able to play like he normally plays in a game, and maybe that does limit him in this contest. But I look at a Jazz team that, I mean, they went 6-18-2 against the spread when they had to play a team above 500, and maybe the Mavericks aren't above 500 without Luka Doncic, but I just don't really trust the Jazz right now. So even if this turns out that Luka doesn't play, and Matt's right, this probably gets to something like 9.5 or 10, I'm still comfortable taking the Mavs plus 6.5.